Hello, Namaskar, good morning. It's 30th January 2025 and we have the Kumbh Mela just begun. I was just looking at some of the videos there on the news. It was so amazing. They said 450 million devotees expected there at the Mahakumbh Mela. And here in this part of the world, which is South America, the Indian diaspora, we hardly see anything in our newspaper, in our media, in our churches. Nobody talk about this. Nobody know Mahakumbh Mela. Nobody know the Kumbh Mela. Nobody know the art of Kumbh Melas. So it's just due to the gift for the internet and maybe some foreigners who are in Guyana, the Indian nationals, they can tell us about it and we know a little bit. Thing is that it's a very remarkable festival because I was looking there and I'm seeing people from all over the world, scientists, doctors, entrepreneurs, people who are interested in Eastern culture, Eastern religion are going there. It's like the whole hub of the world is there. Actually they said the Mahakumbh actually happens only 12 years. One doctor who is here, Dr. Dale, he was telling me that I should go because I don't know if I live for another 12 years. It's a rare feat. Once Swamiji was telling me that it's an amazing event. Yogis and mystics come down from the Himalayas, saints and sadhus, advanced Mahatmas. They take the form of ordinary beggars and ordinary people and walk among them. Some foreigners, they say when they go there, they meet their own guru, their own teacher who come to them and initiate them and teach them. And this way, many people are able to change their life around. They're able to leave off drugs and bad habits which they pick up in the outside world. There's so many things that are pulling us away from life, pulling us away from the light, from the happiness and the joy of living, the finer things, and each moment so deep and rich. So people go there and they find somebody who help them to rebalance, help them to find a fulcrum, help them to find their balance, the equilibrium. And some of them say the qualities of the teachers that they meet there has inspired them so much that they want to change their life forever. And this Kumbh Mela has been going on, they say, before Christ era. Hundreds of years before Christ came on the planet, it been going on. The origin, they say, was that during one of the Vishnu avatar, which is known as the Dash avatar, he took the form of a turtle and churned the ocean. They had to churn the ocean to extract some amrit because there was so much poisons in the bodies of the god, that they couldn't see, they couldn't life became unbearable for them. So what they did, they went to Lord Shiva and the gods, the Trinity, the big gods, the supreme Godhead, and they told them that they have to churn this ocean. So they couldn't churn the ocean. The one how they can do that. So the technology they used was using a mountain. They then, as the churn or the fulcrum, and then the rope that they used had no technology to make strands and polythene and fibers and all these things then. So what they do, instead of using the vine of trees which can snap on the mountain, God tell them use Vasuki, the mythical serpent Sheshnaga, which they say the great Vishnu and Narayan is living. So they kind of use the Sheshnag as a rope. So they say how you can go the mountain, how you can get the mountain for go down deep down in the ocean, how you can churn it. They say use that Vishnu can take the form of a snake and of a turtle, Matsya avatar, and you can be able to form the base of this mountain. So when they start churning the ocean, the demons are on one side. Anyway, they said these demons were the Dravidian people, probably people who came over from Gondwana land, or they were kind of like, according to Nandamar Guru, they were Dravidian people, a tribe of the Dravidian that they used to call Asuras, demonic because of the habit. They're meat-eating, they're pleasure-seeking, they like to fight, they like to eat like women, and they, they're more body art bounded, So what these that to take the help of these people, they went on one side and the guard went on one side. So when they start churning this ocean, they said plenty things came out the ocean, like they had cow came out, a sacred cow. They had tree which forcefully tree parivrata, what they call parivrata. I can't remember so long I read that story. And my mother told us a story too, And then Danwantari came out. Danwantari, the man who founded Ayurvedic medicine, came out. And he told her, he brought a jug with him, a nectar, a big kumbh, what they call the kumbh. And in this kumbh, they said they had the nectar of immortality. You drink it, you're going to be forever immortal. And even now you find, if you go in the lores and the jungles of Hindustan, read a book by Madame Blavatsky, in the jungles of Hindustan or in China, probably Tibet also, Japan, they have these immortals, they say, living there, great mystics, who can take any form. They can take human form, they can help people, and so when you drink this nectar, you get immortal. The gods will be cure all the ailments and all these things. But then the fight start now between the demon and the gods. They want to take away the nectar. They said the gods, according to Nandamarg, the gods were actually Aryan people, slim body, fair people. This Arya means noble, and India was once called Aryavarta, the land of the Aryans. Bharat, the land which nourish you physically, mentally, and spiritually. That's why these people came here, the Aryans. They came there and met the Dravidians, the tribal people who they call demons and Rakshas, according to the Anandamarg philosophy. So they had a fight between the two because the Aryans, they were practicing of the Vedic culture, while the Dravidians, the dark Indians, they were doing tantra yoga, internal practices, meditating on the chakras, have powers, a lot of occult powers, shamanistic practices. The tantra is two parts, the ritualistic and the internal practices. So the Aryans came there because they feel nourished, the body were frail, and they got a lot of sustenance, physical sustenance. And they were interested in what the Dravidians were doing, they want to learn. So we have the Vedic become mixed up with the Tantrics. And now everybody mixed up. All the Dravidians and the Aryans intermarriage, and we have a lot of mixture going on there right now in India. But the great thing about it is that mystical phenomenon keep happening there. The mystical phenomena keeps happening there because it's a mystical point, like it's a mystical center. Somebody was telling me on the internet long ago, this is a Rudra center, the Shiva plane, the Shiva area, the Shiva field, So we have, Baba said, the whole India is tantric, not only the Shiva temples or the ashram, but the whole India is tantric because it came out of that, It's an ancient place, ancient, very old civilization, and a lot of scientists are going there now to find many meaning about life, many things they're investigating. There have been UFOs and flying craft being sighted, and a lot of underground cities and tunnel. A lot of mystery are unveiled, and if you watch Mr. Praveen Mohan channel, you can see what's really the mystic side of India, the complicated side, the some of the ancient secrets and other channels you can see there. A lot of new discovery, people are going there to find things to give explanation of the universe and the cosmos. People are going there, and we have a lot of Westerners now are realizing that the place has a lot of mystery, a lot of knowledge that can help humanity in the future. But due to the hard work of the missionaries, the gurus and the teachers, we might have globalization at the universe again. We have globalization and people exchanging, their philosophy, their doctrines, their assets with each other. So we have, West is a very technological era. Scenario. It's a very technological, very wonderful area to live and work in. And while we have the East is mostly mystical, but let's hope that people don't misunderstand the technology and destroy themselves. You got to know to take it for the benefit of it, of yourself. Don't do but don't overdo. They got the bad side and good side of everything. Also in mysticism, mysticism could degenerate. It could, people doing a lot of nonsense, animal sacrifice and sex and witchcraft and a whole lot of things too. They do and take them to another tangent, another offshoot. But they best thing scientists are trying to put together and take now, and they're just how they take knowledge from the native Indians, American Indians, and the Chinese. Now a lot of people are going to India, and what they've met is remarkable since the British was there. What they met there and what they found there is being remarkable. Only yesterday I was at a Hare Krishna temple to see this American who was humble himself and is taking a lot of knowledge from the Vaishnavite cult, the Krishna cult. So at the Kumbh Mela there, we'll have the phenomenon of a lot of mystics coming down there to help people, and that coming to take a dip in that water, the Mahakumbh. They're going to they're going to share some of the knowledge and reach out to humanity, which you don't usually do. If you would read Howard Benson's book, The Relaxation Response, he said he tried to meet some of the mystics in the Himalayas, but they weren't accessible. They would retreat in the cave. They wouldn't want to meet the Westerners and people, But now they're opening out, because I think humanity might be ready and they might know what is there in the mystic books to help them lead a happy and fulfilling life, to be in harmony with the universe and everything. So it's a fair, Mela means fair, Kumbh means the pot, and Maha happens every 12 years. There's Kumbh, there's the Kumbh every 3 years, and 4 places they keep it: Hardwar, Ujjain, Nasik and Prayagraj, right? We say these 4 places that drops from the Kumbh, the nectar of immortality, fell in these 4 places. So every 3 years they would keep here, then they would have Kumbh, then the Mahakumbh is every 12 years. So a lot of excitement there, People have spiritual tendencies, spiritual necessities, and they're looking for good places where they can go free from war, free from, you go there in India, maybe nobody will come and shoot down you or take you as hostage and capture you. It's kind of like safe, The government giving a lot of protection. If you go online, you will see they have police network and security network, cameras and videos. It's surprising that we in Guyana are not so familiar with this thing, That's a very good way to go and recharge yourself, your charge, and to feel inspired again. The Saint Ramakrishna was telling, he said for people living in society with wife and children, they're trapped deeply in the Maya. He said they're trapped deeply in the Maya, and one of the ways they can get out of it is going to seclusion, going to retreat, satsang with Mahatmas and saints. Occasionally, even it's 1 day or 2 days or so, they can go for this retreat, and then they will come out again charged and ready to face the world. And so it's like this, the world has terrestrial forces acting, but in spiritual places you have celestial forces, and people are always seeking and interacting and trying to find how they can be helped, how they can be facilitated, how they can be uplifted. You know, when we speak about uplifted, we don't mean drugs and marijuana, psychoactive substances, and these peyotes that Carlos Castaneda was using. You know, though you find men would be there, probably in India, a sect that is using these things, psychoactive substance like frog, cobra venom, they smoke. But that's a particular sect. There's another sect by itself. You know, they have all these things there. All these things you see that people are using in Brazil, like the vines and the roots of plants and these things, all those are there. It's such an ancient culture. They say that's one way of gaining spiritual knowledge, through drugs. Another way is through penance. Another way is through mantras. So this culture of using drugs is there, it's still there, you know, but you gotta know what you want. But you gotta follow what you feel happy with. The one Filipino dada was telling me, go where you feel happy. You know, that was Dada Virajanan from the Philippines. He was in Paraguay. I met him in Paraguay there. He telling me, go where you like. Whatever inspire you or make you feel good for your body, your mind and spirit, then follow it. This he told me, you know. We have people some people happy with the Vaishnavites, some happy with the Shivites, some people with Hatha Yoga, some people with the hermit life, some people with a householder life, you know. But the main thing is to get a teacher, and the teacher would ask of you good conduct for about a while, and then they would give you initiations, mantras to follow, and so on. So what is happening is a big fair going on there, and it's so wonderful that all over the world people are going there. People from Europe, people from Middle East, people all over are going there. It's like a Mecca, you know. It's like when people go there in Mecca, or they go in when it's Christmas time, they have a mass, or Easter, like, you know, in the western provinces. So there we have a Hindu gathering. And as the saying goes, there's no better place for a Hindu to live than in India itself, because there people understand the custom. The very area breeds Hindu, the atmosphere, the culture, the way of life has been there for millions of years. The oldest civilization, the oldest culture. There were other culture there, like the Sumerans, but they passed away. They disappeared, you know, from Iran, the Sumerans and the other culture, you know. But everything points that India is the root of civilization, the oldest and probably the mother of the entire creation. Give birth to the entire human race. We don't know as yet, but it's a fascinating that there's a lot of things to find out and a lot to learn. And the early days they were very restrictive about foreigners coming in their places and measuring and examining and inspecting, you know. They feel very sensitive that you might pollute, you might alter, change, misunderstand, or get injured, or, you know, do some problem or something there, you know. They don't accommodate foreigners because, like they say, when you cross the Kalapani, the Black Waters, you start to adopt different etiquettes, different behavior, different norms, your essence becomes kind of like different, you know. You kind of like material more belongs to the universe, more terrestrial rather than celestial. People used to be scared of you. Only the great gurus can handle you and take care, or advanced yogis and so. So it used to be a locked off tradition, but a lot of foreigners now are going. They are accepting foreigners. They are accepting people who want to investigate and learn more and help humanity, you know. In fact, the Indian diaspora is everywhere. We here in the Caribbean, we don't even know this Mahakumbh is happening, you know. They should have had airplane charter to keep people giving us a reduced fee being in the Caribbean. We're not very wealthy. They could assist us, at least in the beginning, until we get a strong footing and know what to do, and know the trip and the tracks and the trails and the know-how about the trip, you know. So right now there's a lot of research is going on there up in Mahakumbh, a lot of devotees, people searching for the teachers, people going to, in this atmosphere, you know, it's a melamine affair. In this atmosphere, they're going to mix and be in a different reality, you know. People be doing palm reading, astrology. People will be touching you and awakening powers and experience feelings and knowledge. So it'll be a very good experience, and I think this should be advertised more by our churches here, by our local organization, Hindu organization. You know, it's they have so many adventure tours going on in Europe and America, yet here in Guyana and the Caribbean, where we have Indian diaspora. Those things are not being advertised or promoted, you know. And yet it was Vivekananda who said that if Indian spirituality dies, the whole world finish. Because these people are radiating positive thoughts, positive energy that is keeping the world together and is neutralizing the negative forces everywhere. You know, they're setting out good vibration and good powers. You know, and the monk culture, they say it originate there, started from India. You know, it's even some scholars say that the Catholic and Buddhism came out of the same Hinduism. You know, the monastic orders and so it's a very fascinating subject, and I think that in future, if Guyana has got more of its freedom and independence, and people are allowed to walk the street with freedom and, you know, dignity, they might be able to go in this direction. It's just a matter of proper culture, proper reorientation, you know. You know, people can still go. It's going on to the 26th of February. It started the 13th of January. And if you want to spend a week, some people can afford to spend a month. You see a lot of free food. You just need an air ticket. I think they have special air flights going there, return trip, 500 US maximum. $500 US maximum, go and come back. It's like around like 100,000 Guyana dollars to go and come back. And the food and so you can get there, right there in the camp. You can, not very expensive, you know. So it's good to gather that kind of exposure, good influence, people influence, human influence for your children, for your mind, for your soul, your spirit, you know. To meet some of these great souls, if you read Paramahansa Yogananda, autobiography of a yogi, Sri Yukteswar met his guru there, Mahavatar Babaji, who's in a disguise of a sadhu, an ordinary sannyasi. He took the form and they were hanging out there, a group of them. And Sri Yukteswar went looking for his guru, and then the group called him. He saw just ordinary sadhus, you know, ordinary monks and missionaries. So when he went, they transformed, they took him and privately tell him who they were. And so there's so many yogis come down there from the mountains and they take the form. Yogis can take form of animals, they can take form of any form, and some of them take the form of ordinary sadhus. They don't do anything special, bright, extraordinary to make the planet, you know, in a awestruck or destabilize anything, you know. So when people there, they will be happy, you know, they feel happy to go there and see something different. It's a different culture, it's a different experience, you know. People who are sensitive will get more than those who are now going and now starting. If you're insulated, if you're heavy and toxic, you know, you might meet gurus who will prepare you to go higher, you know, from toxic level. But those who are already ready will meet the divine ones, them, the ascended masters, the great souls, the Mahagurus. Blavatsky talk about the great immortal masters, Master Kutumi, El Moraya, Mahat Chohan, all these men, the vibration's still there, they're still there. So maybe you can go and see for yourself and experience for yourself, you know. Today we're living in the Caribbean and we're a mixture of so many different races, overlapping, interacting, intermixing, combining and permuting. That for us, those things are strange. They don't teach us anything about that in school. We have our our local culture here where we're struggling to see something higher, to experience something better every day, to get good experiences. We don't know what life will bring, what the next moment will bring, whether our experience will be good, bad, whether it will be rewarding, whether we've done something right, whether we take the right step forward, the right step xward, or the right step backward. We don't know whether we've approached the right people. We don't know whether we have the right job. We're not happy in the neighborhood we live with the people who we have to dwell and mix with. Everything is so working against us. Everything is so negative, you know. But when we reminded that we have a spiritual body, not only the physical and mental, but we have a spiritual nature also, and we can use that as a means to recuperate, to rejuvenate, to refresh and enhance ourselves, then we feel complete, you know. And once the spiritual is there, the physical and mental somehow falls into place. I was reading a story of a priest who grew up and he was a successful priest. Then he took off into the mundane sciences. He took off into the material sciences, technological science. He started to study. And due to his anchorage in the spirit, he made great strive in the material sciences. He was able to surmount all those difficult plateaus and complex gateways, you know, to become a great scientist, a professor eventually. He married and so from a priest. So religion does help the mind, it does help the soul, and God uses our spiritual component to inspire us, the scientists, the researchers, to inspire us, you know, to do things in the world, in the physical world, you know. So there's a great degree of solitude in finding that there's spirituality around us on the planet. We haven't been abandoned in a dry and dusty atmosphere or stratosphere. We are being helped by outside forces. We're being looked after. There are guardians. There are advanced souls who know our predicament, understand us, and can help us. You know, there are people who have been sent here by higher forces. There are people who have been born for certain missions to help humanity. So we're never alone, you know. Sometime or the other, people will help us no matter our predicament, our situation, our conflicts, you know. But all in all, we can say that it's a wonderful world, you know, like Louis Armstrong said, what a wonderful world. Every day it's something wonderful. But you have to have the eyes to see, the perception, the keenness of consciousness, of intellect, to perceive and to unwind things. Sometimes things unlock also. They call unlocking in the spiritual, Western spirituality is a word unlocking. As you master each stage when you go up, this personality unlock, the mind unlock, the spirit unlock, the body unlock, and give you a better experience, a better communion with the world and yourself, you know. So everybody should participate in the Mela, and our governments should be the leadership, the pioneer of this cordiality of this event, you know, to inspire people and tell people to go there and to take knowledge and to take wisdom, you know. You know, there's a saying that the culture that the people practice is what gives rise to the occult. The cult gives rise to the occult. So if you want to experience the occult, you have to follow some cult or some scientific and decent cult, you know. Only then you can experience the supernatural, but somebody has to teach you, you know. So the first step, like all governments are doing, is to open the borders, open the airspace to teachers and to events such as these, to help the people to sometimes go and travel, you know. People should give them more freedom to travel, to roam the world, the provinces, and see life and meet people. You know, one somebody from Africa, that Nirvana Nanda was telling me, he said, when you travel, you know, your personality expands, you know, the mind matures, you meet people who have experiences, you know. And so there were some yogis like to be one place all the time, one room, one cave. There are some who spirit are free and they can fly through the planet, through the cosmos. They can merge. Though they're one place, they can perceive things all over the world. So I hope one day that our governments here in the Caribbean, in the this hemisphere, this section of the world, will open more to mystery. There's so much to learn. The old books, the Kabbalion, Kabbalah books, the Jewish books, the Christian books. There's so many lores, mystic lores, the Hindu books, the Buddhist books. There's so much wisdom there, how we can free ourselves, make ourselves better. People should not try to prevent you from getting this knowledge because of the fear that the race or the citizenship will exceed the leadership, you know, or will exceed your plans and vision for a nation or a country, you know. I think America and Russia and these great places like Ukraine and China, they have a lot of spiritual people living there, but they're humble. They don't destabilize the government or destabilize society. They make it a better place, you know, for the world to be, you know. So with lots of hope, we hope that the next 12 years when the Mahakumbh is featured again, Guyana will be an active representative at that this kind of Olympic dimensions, you know, of spiritual functions and activity, you know. Not just that you shut off in strife and darkness, like the Lama Sem Tulku was saying, that South America, among other places, they are trapped in darkness and there are hostile powers controlling and dark powers controlling certain regions of the earth. You know, it's time we break through these models, these mental models, and soar free, you know. Soar free, you know. People should be given the freedom to make choices, and God give man free will. You know, he wanted free will, that's why the fruit, the forbidden fruit, and he got free will to make his own decision, his own choices. And the results is his karmas to pay and his karmas to experience. So, let's hope some of people from Guyana, Trinidad, Suriname, Barbados will be going up there. I haven't even seen the CARICOM people network interested in this either. Maybe they can promote this kind of thing in the future. Give some people, some groups incentives and privilege to go and experience these customs, these kind of thing. What will it do? It will do bad for the country? You know, it will not. You know, so many structures are going up, so many buildings, so many new innovations, but none of them is bearing the word of religion or God on them. Everything is saying, pointing to material plane, the material level, the material stance. It's as if we haven't perceived another dimension of life as yet. You know, we haven't seen the gateways, the heaven gate to something better and brighter. You know, And this can change, you know, if we want it to change, if we making the effort to do something better, you know. So in the meanwhile, right, we can look at the TV programs. They have a lot of technology now covering the event, like when they have Olympic Games, like when they're having big events, boxing, wrestling. They have drones and cameras filming. Maybe we can see some of these masters actually in action there. I don't know if they allow us into the privacy. The great masters, you know, they're very reserved people. They don't mix too much. They don't like so much of the social interaction, social mixing, you know. But some of them, because